So let us continue. And for class 1, I deactivate the live subtitles. And currently, I provide you the live subtitle for reference only. Because if you check the content I deliver to you and those subtitles there, how about the accuracy? So evaluate by you if you say, okay, I don't want to follow that because delayed or maybe inaccurate content there. So you can try to listen to me and then I think it's okay for you. Well, I already have the live subtitle possibly, but for the first class, I deactivated that one, and this time I already have these. Why? You can have the comparison. Should you follow? If yes, you can refer to those. And also, I already have another one, and right now we can try. And maybe this time, no. If in the past we have the present live or live presentation, and so that you can check through your cell phone. But this time, no. So I already have this one. Well, so this is the quick description for each assignment. I think you can check the content directly. Midterm exam, final exam. So midterm exam, we already have the range, chapter 1 to 3. And final exam, chapters 4 and 5. It's the closed book style. And quizzes, we have 3 quizzes. All right, so we have 3 quizzes. Final report, actually later we can already have the detailed description about the final report, final oral presentation, and participation attendance. All right, so you can check it later, and I'll let you know. We have the midterm exam, final exam. Wow. Before I go to the details about the rubrics for those, I already have this one, participation. The rubrics here, well, I will collect the points. For example, normally simple activity, 2 points for that activity. And for some discussion, perhaps I try to let it have 5 points because you need to discuss and then you will have some important ideas there. So I raise a point to maybe 5. 2 points or 5 points. 2 points important one. 5 points 5 points they are important. And 2 points may be simple one. And I want that the presenter to receive the bonus of point 2. So you can try to consider this time you want to serve as a presenter. If yes, you can ask your member to allow you to serve as a presenter. Why? Ask your member to allow you to serve as a presenter. Because the other members perhaps they want to serve as a presenter as well, right? So if possible, you try to discuss with your member. All right, I want to have the extra bonus. So this time can I serve as the presenter? If yes, then you can serve the presenter. So allow the other to serve as the presenter possibly. And so that we can collect the point using percentage. If 0 point, that says you never joined the activity. 0%. So never join, so of course it should be 0. Why I said 0 point to that one? Sometimes some of you think, okay, Professor, I never joined the activity. Why? I have the points. So I should definitely let those who never joined to have 0 points. And also for the others, yeah, it's fair, right? So 0 points for those who never joined the activity, 0. And I expect you to join the activity at least 70%. And 70%, then you can receive 8 points. And we have a total of 15 points. So how to have 15 points higher than 95? All right, so if you want to have the points, of course, you try to have the points more than 95, more than or equal to 95. Remember, I tell you have the bonus. Sometimes you fail to have some points, but how to have the points back to you? You can serve as a presenter to receive the bonus. And 30 points if you have the percentage in between 85 to 95. And 11 from 70 to 95. So this one, we have the discretized points for you for the participation. All right. So non-linear way to have the points for you. It's non-linear way. But for attendance, I simply use the percentage, so it's a linear way. I better have the points, and the points collected through whole article. And using linear way. So, for example, 90%, then you can have 90 multiply the percentage so that you can have your own points for attendance. All right. So I use a linear way. And if you care about that one, sure, if you have some reason you cannot attend, for example, because of illness, you need to let me know and show your proof. Yes, for this reason I cannot attend illness. Or maybe for the other reason, you need to send a message to me. For example, line or maybe email. All right, and then I will check it quickly. If yes, and then I can let you know. About the leave. If you want to take a leave, of course, you need to let me know, and let me have the admission for you, and then you will have the right to waive that times, and so that you can waive the points associated with the attendance check. Today, no, because it's too early to have the attendance checking, so I don't have the whole article for you to check these attendance. And the cheating, sure, no cheating. All right, if you have this problem, then 0 points for that quizzes or that exam. Of course, if necessary, your case will be sent to the Office of Citizens Affairs for possible punishment. So, if you have any idea for cheating, forget it. Don't do that. And if you fail to take exam, if you have the formal reason, sure, I allow you to take the exam. Specifically, I emphasize exam. Quizzes, if you have the right, my suggestion is just wait that time, and so that you won't consider the points associated with that quiz, because we need to have a different set of a problem for that quiz. So normally, if you have a reason, I will use this way to ask you to skip that time. But for the exam, you cannot skip it. So about the exam, final and midterm exam, if you need to retake the exam, you should have the 2 first, and then I will then have the chance to retake the exam. So quiz, my suggestion. If you have a reason, and at least you've ever taken the exam, the quizzes, I think you can skip some of the quizzes. About the exam, sure, we need to count the points for the exam. If you fail to have the exam and you have the right to retake the exam, I will allow you to take if you have the formal reason. And this one, the previous semester, I have the permanent groups. But this semester, follow the suggestion by some experts, specifically by the language experts. The thing about EMI course is they expect you to have the practice of a language as well. So, how to practice a language? Using the following rule to push you to have a chance to practice the language. First of all, international non-Taiwanese, you will be split and so that you will join different groups. For example, maybe group 1, just one international student. But later I will check how many international students and so that I know the status. So international students, possibly you need to join different groups. So this is rule 1. Because we will rotate, so keep in mind the rules. And if I notice some of the rule violation, then maybe I try to force to ask some of you to join a different group. So first one, international students should join different groups. And because of the existence of international students, so within the group, the discussion possibly will have the discussion in English, possibly. All right. Well, this is a suggestion by accident. So don't blame me for this way to push you to join the international groups. And second one, proficient English. If you have a proficient English, for example, I know my friends, we have a proficient English, so should we join the same groups? Possibly no. So try to join different groups. If you know something, okay, I'm good at English, so all of us should we join the same groups? No. And also, if we further consider about female or male students, possibly female students maybe you just have a few. So possibly we expect you to join different groups as well. And finally, the important one, the group members will be fixed for 3 weeks only. Every 3 weeks, I push you to change. So, if we have the way to change, and if you want to keep your group member, that's fine. Even within the 3 groups, oh, okay, is it possible to have the different groups? I mean, the group members, it's still okay if you don't want to join that one, but you need to follow the rules here. And for the rule for group formation, I ask you to take a photo for your reference in the future. So take a photo for this one and keep in mind. Because every 3 weeks, I will ask you to change the group members. So of course this one, you need to keep in mind. So that's why I ask you to take a photo. For example, right now, here, maybe your name was Daniel. Daniel joined group 1. And then international one, female, I think that's fine. And maybe some of the other students. And Taiwanese, and of course you should check your maybe language level. Maybe right now, okay, you don't know your language level, and later I will have one to check. CEMR. So later I will have other rubrics. So group 1, maybe one international student, and group 2 the other and the others. All right, so international one. And as for proficient or not later, well, I have a chance to check using self-assessment. And female, I think it's true. You can have your own way to join different groups. And rotation, I will remind you of the possible rotation. Well, I'm not sure. So anyone can check the members within lines. Before that one, let me check. Anyone fail to join line groups? Our line groups? All right, so let me check the member. We have maybe 40. All right, so 40. Perhaps we have 6, maybe 6 members. And then we have 7 groups. So here I have 7. So each time possibly we have 6 members in the group. All right, for the discussion. All right, so content cover in this semester. We will use that task goal and focus on chapter 1 to chapter 5. And chapter 5, I have a notation as the risk because maybe some of the content will be skipped. And as for the others, actually, we won't cover. So we have chapter 1 to 4 and chapter 5. And hopefully, using the way, including the free classroom, I can cover the content from chapter 1 to chapter 5. And later, we will let you know all the content, including introduction. So we have a computer network and the internet. And we have 5 layers based on the internet protocol stack. But we start from the upper layer, application layer, the 5th layer, and the transfer layer, the 4th layer. So 5, 4, 3. And we don't have the discussion about the data link layer and the physical layer. So we have the discussion from the top layer to the 3rd layer. Well, sometimes we have the evaluation and the evaluation, performance evaluation. And then possibly we may use some concepts of probability. And if you don't have the background, then you can refer to, for example, the possible discussion on the internet. And so that you try to strengthen your own background if you fail to have the probability and statistics. All right. Just for a few examples, we use the concept of probability and statistics. Well, this is a schedule. Actually, I try to have the possible content here. And the previous semester almost fit the schedule like this. And almost fit. So this semester we have a day off for this day. And possibly they have the content as well through streaming. And when we will have the streaming, the description here, maybe that day, October 6th, or maybe a day later, it's a sequence manner. So should you join? Yes, you can consider to join, or maybe you will check the stream video later. That's fine. And I won't have the attendance check-in for that streaming or online lecture. So it doesn't matter, but I will let you have the content through streaming. About the arrangement for that day is okay. I will let you have the content through streaming, even if it's a day off day. Maybe if it's a day off, so you want to take a rest. So can you check a bit later? That's fine, no problem. But still, I will try to let you have the content for that day using the YouTube streaming. All right. So this is maybe special case because we have a day off associated with the dates, October 6th. And I will try to provide you the content using YouTube streaming. And so that I can catch up the schedule. Well, so this schedule, maybe you will notice, first of all, good formation, maybe, yes, I already have some idea. And possibly we may have the discussion, so you will have the good formation. I mentioned these. And also the other content, later we will check it for you. However, maybe you will notice we have quiz number 1. And we have the topic for the final project. Alright, so you need to have the topic. What kind of topic you want to use it to serve as the topic for your final project? You can check these. And the others. Alright, and of course we have a midterm here. And final exam and final oral presentation. And right now, I think it doesn't matter. If you forget, you can refer to the syllabus. And the syllabus actually are Moodle. And you can check it. Even if you want to check the PPT slides, same. You can download the PPT slide to have the schedule. So you can try to follow the schedule and almost the same as a schedule, or try to have the possible schedule like this. All right, so this is the general information for the course up now. Is it okay? All right, so let me continue. And we have the final project. So here I already have the way to have the preparation, or maybe you already have more details about the final report. Right? And final report, of course, we have the formal report planning, and also you need to have the presentation. So we have the final oral presentation. So this way, we emphasize circuit programming in chapter 2. And should you have your program, it's a good base. And we have the good members for you later. And so that you should have the good. The good, yeah, you can find your own goods. This one, of course, is a fixed one because we just have one time for this project. So the good is fixed. You can find your own good member. It doesn't matter. And you should find the suitable topic. And you can refer to the topic in chapter 2. I expect to be a bit more difficult than the topics in the textbook or in other possible books. And so that you can have the advanced practice for circuit programming. At least we have the example in chapter 2. And I will have some reference here, how you can have the circuit programming. And of course, in the content of chapter 2, we have the fundamental description for the circuit programming. And after that one, you should continue to prepare the final project, and so that you should have a topic. Of course, you have the topic, then you need to implement. And then you need to show. And show how you have the circuit programming. That's master. Some of us let me know, Master, can we apply some of the packaging? In fact, no. I expect you to have the implementation of circuit programming. So later I can let you know mostly prepare or implement by you about the part of circuit programming. Doesn't mean I call a function. We have the API function code, and then that's not. No, not that. So for the discussion here, I let you know that one directly. And then you will avoid a way like that. Okay? So the implementation, hopefully you can have the implementation for that topic. That topic requires the networking, and because of requirement of networking, you need to have the circuit programming implementation. I study you can implement your circuit programming. So you need to show some necessary things for circuit programming. Later in chapter 2 you will know what that means. Necessary things. So you need to show how you achieve it in the final oral presentation. You want to mention how I achieve the circuit programming. And of course, you need to show the remaining details or all the details in the final report. So that's why we have the final report. And for oral presentation and for the final report, all are in the group-based manner. So you can find your group members for these. It's a permanent one. It doesn't mean you need to check. Okay, this time I discuss with this member, and then next time I discuss with the other members. No, it's a fixed good for the final project. Well, the other details we already have ask you to choose your own topic. It doesn't mean I assign the topic to you. And group members 5 to 8. All right. And maybe you can have the mean value, have 6 or 7. Is it okay? 6 or 7. Because I calculate if we have 42 or 40, then I think if similar to the good size of a discussion, maybe I expect to have 6 or 7. All right. So you can find member 6 or 7 if according to the current members here. So 6 or 7, and the time only 10, not a really long duration for you to have the presentation. So you need to catch up time, and so that you have enough time to have the presentation. Why? Maybe you ask all of members to have the presentation. Of course, you need to have the proper time allocation so that you can have enough time to deliver the content you want to show. So we have time about 8 to 10 minutes. And here, this is a requirement for the final report. Based on the group members, maybe multiply 1.5. Then you have the page number. All right, so I already have the page number. So each of you need to prepare 1.5 page for the final report on average. All right. So you will have the finally, I ask you to have a PDF file and send the PDF file to me to serve as a final report. So final report, of course, including the source codes. So you have the source code along with the report. And along with the source code, it doesn't mean count the page number for source code so that you have 1.5. No, excluding source code. But send the file along with the source code, and so that I can check it. Of course, so the final code I will grade and how I grade. And also for the oral presentation, how I already have the grade. I will check these. Knowledge, completeness, hardness for your topic. And for the oral presentation skill, fluency, clearness, all the others. And the demonstration, you need to run the program, and of course you need to successfully demo your function for that program. And possibly I will already have some changes of question or challenges. And so that you need to change quickly to show me how you can handle that program. And finally, about the final report, I will check the quality, organization, all the others. So, based on these, then I prepare 2 rubrics for the final report and the final oral presentation. Is it okay? So currently strategy, I want that you have the possible points well met. The perfect one that you have 80. If fall in between fairly met and well met, maybe fall in between 60 and 30. Alright, so the points here for reference. It doesn't mean, 80 only, 60 only, 30 only. No, I try to pass on the possible reference label so that you have the points. And likewise, for hardness, high, extremely high, so it should be 5. At most, it's 5. So at most here, 80, 5, 5, 5, and 5. And put that together, it's 100, right? So for the others, medium, low, then we have the corresponding labels. Well, I will follow the way to have the grading for your final report. And the items I check, theme, so it should be something programming. Hardness, completeness, and report quality, and the contribution of the team. So, how to let me know your contribution? You should have the description within the report, and not all the other factors. So I check this item to let it have the grading for the final report. And in fact, why I let it have the clear rubric, because you can follow the rubric to prepare the final report, am I right? And if we want to have more points, you just follow the items here to prepare a topic, to implement the topic, and so that you can have a really high score for the final report. And the last one is the final oral presentation. So, language, fluency, clearness, can you show your idea in a clear manner, and organization. You should have time, only 10 minutes only. So how you have the organization time control, and how you have the effective presentation. And demo, and you need to take the challenge to show me how you change your codes. And finally, role, your role. Is it really important? Yes, and then what do you have for, or fail, or the others. If you consider the role of the presentation, then do you think all of you want to join the presentation? You can consider that way. And so that you should have the proper time control. And therefore, I gotta have possibly at most 4 points for the role. All right, role of the presentation. Well, so of course, follow the possible rubrics here. Do you think I generate the rubric by, for example, ChatGPT? No, not ChatGPT, because ChatGPT will then have a really fuzzy rubric. So I try to have the specific one. I generate the rubric here by myself. And I think I will try to follow the items here to have the grading. All right, so it's my way to have the grading. I think I know how I have the grading, so that's why I let you have this one. And also I have the possible label for you, and so that you can follow. If you want to have more points, then of course you need to put your effort into the activity to have the oral presentation or to have the report. All right. Well, as for the others here, I don't have the possible on the schedule. So October 22nd, December 17th. As for the others, you can refer to the digital library, then you can have some of them. All right, so this is the first part of syllabus. That's all. So about the first part, any possible questions? It's okay, right? So that's it. So let me start the second one. Second one, second part, I call it the negotiation or the setting tone. So again, let me start this. So this semester, maybe I just provide you the live subtitles. So within live, I'm not sure. Why Microsoft try to limit the possible application to this one only. But at least it's okay if you want to refer to the live subtitle, go ahead. And we have a negotiation or maybe setting the tone for the course, specifically for EMI, because it's an EMI, so I should well take care of some issues, and so that you will know, okay, we will care about something. It doesn't mean I insist to do so, because some are suggested by the expert. So we just follow the suggestion from the expert to have some arrangement for the EMI course. And of course, this is a negotiation, so I told this is the activity before we start our course, specifically our chapter 1. So we will check your background, specifically your language, English. And then I then have some possibility. Of course, you can always visit my YouTube channel and so that you know the other possible style. But at least I let it feel a bit and so that you will know the style of the lecture. And also I then have the video from NTU. I think all of you know NTU. We will then have the video from NTU as well, and so that you can have the comparison. Comparison, it doesn't mean, oh, I ask you to have the score for my classes and score for NTU. No, just let it feel, okay, we can do it as well. What that means, in NTUST, we can do it as well. I just want to let you have a feeling like that, so that's why I let you have a reference video from NTU. Of course, it's a parallel video, so of course, it should be a good one. And finally, we're going to have some other feedback. So, why not? Let us go to the next one. First of all, where is Paul Algebra to ask you this question? Think about this. If you think you use English directly, so you should be a native speaker of English. If you don't think so, that's fine. Or maybe you think even you don't think you are, maybe you are a native speaker, but you think almost a native speaker. You can choose this item. But think about this. For I don't have 3 minutes initially because you need to set up the whole algorithm. Oh, maybe some of you know this one, or maybe some of others didn't join. So, of course, be familiar with the whole algorithm here. This is a QR code, the same as the previous one. You can use, for example, Google account to join this one. So first of all, I need to know the percentage. Yes or no? Are you a native speaker of English? Then you have 3 minutes. And in the future, maybe less than 3 minutes. Because I think you are familiar with the whole article, and then it's easy for you to join. And next time, if you think, okay, I have a problem to join Power, well, you should understand I allow you to be familiar with Power, try to avoid that problem. If you have some problem like that, so can you have a different approach? Yes, okay, you know you have that one, but I cannot join. So, how to do? we have a line group. For the special case, then, okay, I want to have the possible feedback through line group. You can do that one for the special case. But normally, I expect you to have the possible feedback through whole algebra. So, what for you? So let me check, not finished. All finished, right? I mean, successfully express your opinion on whole algebra. So, not finished, raise your hands. Scan the QR code.
Oh, sorry, I lost it.
You finished? Okay. So, finish, right? Let me move on to the next one. So, just 2% of analysis difference. And later, I try to know, but I don't reveal the personal information. And next one, this one. Think about this. So the time I set it to 2 minutes. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4. And which one you think is your case? And let me know. Well, right now, if you ever join Paul Algebra, so I think you can access the problem directly, right? Or maybe you want to scan. Some of you never taken a class taught in English. Now, of course, I allow you to change, but it doesn't mean you cast your balance multiple times. It won't be necessary. I know you can do something like that, but just cast your ballot one time. Never. Some of you try to drive the outcome, right? But it doesn't matter, just for my reference. Language codes maybe lower than 10%, but maybe 40% you ever taken the course in English. So let me make sure, finish, not finish. Okay, so then we move on to the next one. All right, about this one. Feel about taking the course in English, so not confident at all. Somewhat confident. Oh, very confident. And after all, no Chinese from me, right? So I think you will feel the real feeling. So try to cast your ballot for the 3 items. Then some of you want to change the possible outcome, it doesn't matter. But just for my reference. I set it to 1 minute. I think it's easy, right? So this is the so-called whole algebra. So I think a few times later, I think you can shorten the time. So that's why I will have the time control for the feedback on whole article. And in fact, if you want to join from home for some reason, then I think it's still okay because you can scan the QR code. And YouTube streaming, I think just a bit delayed. So I still think you have enough time to finish the answering. So that doesn't matter. All right, so not finished? No, right? Well, in the past, I tried to have some easy questions. Here, it should be easy question. And again, these ones. Which item you worry about most? Exam in English, homework. Actually, we don't have the homework, but we have some assignment in homework. Assignment in English. Or maybe ask you to use English in class. That says you want to have an presentation. Or maybe, you have a problem to understand my lecture. Or maybe no, other things okay. Same, 1 minute. Yes, as I expected, you want about the presentation needed, but technical maybe try to have a more bias and use the way relax, and so that try to give you a try, and so that many times later, I think you will feel okay. It doesn't matter. And about exam in English, normally, I think most of our courses that we have for the exam in English, I think there won't be a problem. And this time, I think, okay, that's good. Just 20% care about understanding. But that's it. And I will proceed to the remaining slides this Wednesday. And before we go, let me know any questions. If not, that's it, and see you this Wednesday. Bye-bye.